VoyMonk video voiceover, and it is the new day, new year, 2025. Congratulations, everyone. How was your ride? Was it bumpy? You finally arrived. You got here. Did you do everything that you wanted to do in 2024? If you made it as the clock struck 12 overnight, did you really find yourself in the place that you wanted to be and look forward and set your sights on where you want to be and what you want to do? I think with this first day of the 2025, you'll see all over TV the predictions and of course the ball dropping and that kind of thing, as far as people making their declarations and their predictions, and a lot of the same usual fare as far as the festivities and that. I think being in Washington area, Pacific Northwest, the thing that I always, of course, look forward to is the celebration and the Space Needle fireworks, because that's always fun. And like I said, it's a new day, new thing. I mean, as far as first, I think the thing that'll probably get on a lot of people's nerves is the fact that for probably the first week, it'll be the first day, got a first Friday coming around the corner. On Friday, the first week, the first day, the first sip of what, it's just, yeah. I think the funny thing, and I think sometimes it's a little bit why people get a little bit burnt out too. I know this is a video voiceover for the first day of the new year, but it's going to be a pretty laid back voiceover, as they all should be. But yeah, not making any proclamations, any promises, any claims. I do know going into this year, I do plan on making some changes in terms of, not like I said, the content is going to change in terms of its overall, like I'm going to stop and anything like that. But, it's little things like I think doing my video voice, they'll pretty much stay the same. As far as the frequency are going to be probably not as frequent as they have been, only because I've done this mostly because I wanted to, I was having fun. I'm having fun doing these, but also want to get my practice in. I listen to these in terms of making overall improvements, and hopefully I'm doing that. But typically, I'm going to say that going into this next year, that the video voiceovers will be something that'll be periodic. Week to week, I mean, they could be more frequent or less frequent. I think for the most part, I've kind of set it up where I've done Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Usually in the morning about 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's usually when I'm going to actually post these, in the 10 a.m. time, my time. I'm not exactly how that surely translates to across at least the continental United States. I'd say 10 my time is going to be 11, 12, probably about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, as far as the East Coast. And I think just like with the video vlogs being at 7, let's see, 7, 8, 9, that's usually going to run probably close to or next to 10 o'clock on the East Coast. As far as the frequency and when I do these types of things, I do some recording because, again, depending on the circumstance or whatever, some of you, may have been eating turkey or doing a lot of things. I take care of my mom, who is elderly as well, and not elderly. I'm old, but I'm not elderly yet. But I take care of my mom, who's elderly, and I love doing that. I'm blessed to have her in my life every single day. And so, but this last month, she had to go through radiation therapy, and that's tough. I thank God. I think the blessings that she didn't have to do more than the 20 days, and it wasn't as bad as it could be, but it's one of those things that when you get good news, or you count your blessings, it's also, I think, for me, important not to at the same time take things for granted or try to read things too much into other things. And I think that's really part of my psyche now. It's part of that depression, part of that major depression, major anxiety, that I don't get too high or too low. I don't get too low, which is the thing that I'm mostly grateful for. If I don't get too high or too happy, I'm okay. So going into, like I said, this next year, like I said, they'll usually be about 10 a.m. in the morning. Like I said, periodically, they won't necessarily be as often, and they may be more often. It kind of depends a little bit, but they'll be at the 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and they won't necessarily be, Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. They could be they could be 5 of them a week. It just kind of depends. I am still going to do the radio show. That's something I still plan on doing, but I still want to work on it. I think I'm going to probably put that on hold until I actually get a microphone in some way. And I want to do some research in terms of that for finding out what are some options to hopefully make this a little bit more enjoyable in terms of my voice. I'm doing it on the iPhone 12 Pro, and I'm pretty happy with it. But I'm not exactly sure what my next steps will be, so that's why the VoyMonk radio show will be on hold. But in terms of the way I'm going to do that, it's probably going to be an hour. I'd also kind of like to work on doing some other kind of content with it, and of course, adding video so you can see my beautiful radio face as well. As far as the vlogs are concerned, one of the things I'm probably going to stop doing is the time stamping. I'd like to see where I am and that kind of thing, but really when I post these and I make these, I feel like YouTube does a pretty good job of when I'm uploading things, showing and giving me exactly what, where, and how I'm doing this. And so that I'm pretty solid on. Like I said, Monday through Friday, 7 p.m., Pacific Standard Time is when I'll have those up. I've recorded them, like I said, in advance in some ways, but like I said, that's usually just based on real life situations and what I just explained. But I don't plan on doing that very often at all on any of this. So, and it'll probably be in advance, but not like weeks or anything like that in advance. Like I said, the time stamping is pretty much going to be done away with into the next year. I know some video vlogs kind of tend to put like intros into them, and I don't really want to do that. I'm not criticizing. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think the problem, of course, then leans into copyright. And if you want to use music, you can use copyrighted music sometimes. Well, not copyrighted music, but you can use copyright-free music sometimes. But there can be loads of different complications with that. I think mostly I just need to like with the microphone, do some research about it. But I don't ever really... I even if I could, I wouldn't do that with my vlogs for sure. Mostly because I don't feel like any of this is a show per se. I don't feel as though I'm putting anything on, which is why I don't do editing, which is a kind of makeup. I'm not going to, you see my videos or you see my face, I'm not going to edit that at all. I am not a pretty guy. I'll let you know that right now. You're not missing out by not looking at my mug. So yeah, I'm okay with that. But yeah, like I said, I don't want to, there's that ADHD. Sorry. Like I said, I don't think an intro is going to be necessary. I don't. As far as music or anything like that, hey, if someone's listening and maybe wants to provide some, and it's something that they actually own, I don't know. Maybe that's the other thing. I would actually feature some other people's content if, for whatever reason, my viewership's build. I've got one viewer right now, so I'm praying like the Dickens that it could build. I'd like to build a community, and doing that, part of that, like I said, is participating. The thing I love about this is that I do watch other videos. I do watch other vlogs. I am interested in other content that's of the similar mind, and not having that be about anything specific. I mean, there's a lot of different kinds of content that I will just never do, and it'll never be a part of the community that I'm trying to build. It's not that I have a problem with it. It's not that I disagree with anyone else and their participations, but this is vlogging. This is about life. This isn't about me putting up something that just isn't me. I can't pretend to be exciting if I'm not. And I certainly wouldn't want anyone to listen or feel the need that they have to listen if they're not interested. This is a real take it or leave it type of content that I'm creating. And while I will always do the best to put my best forward with what I can, that's really all I'm doing. And if the result in that is only to make myself happy with the fact that I feel that I'm progressing, that's okay too. But building on this, I don't really need, I don't really want, more importantly, but I don't feel like it needs makeup or intros or any of those other things. I will do video. The only thing that really I want to do is get the right kind of video camera, the right kind of setup. I don't want to spend money I absolutely don't have, but I would like to find a way to do that in a very reasonably clear and concise way, just like with the microphone, so that when I do video vlogs, I can be happy with that, and I can find a way to produce it. When I say produce, I mean cut it. Obviously, it has to be converted and put together in a way. I don't want to do it in any way that's going to change pretty much what you're listening to now in terms of the kind of content and what I talk about. So, but yeah, that is the fun stuff, I think, for this going into this year. And, there will be times for any of this that I definitely perceive and predict that, like with the video voiceovers, I don't ever want to commit to doing something that I won't do. Like I said, the video vlogs, I'll definitely do that Monday through Friday. Now, is there a day that I could miss? Is there a day that I wouldn't do that? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't think so. But video vlogs are between 5 and 10 minutes. And I am doing my best to kind of take that down to more 5 or maybe even 4. So that's still kind of a to be determined type of thing. I know that if I did like a script or something like that, which I absolutely will not do, I could probably get it down to like the 3 or 4 mark. But the pros and cons to that is that, it's probably quicker, shorter attention spans. If it's about me just producing content for people to watch, that might make it a little bit more successful and palatable to people that are listening. But at the same time, that just isn't me. I'm not, I will never pretend to be something that I'm not, or anything that, I can't be. I'm just me. And so, if I am able to get it down to the 5 or under 4 minute mark, I want it to do because I'm doing clear and concise content. I'm doing what I feel is interesting, and I'm doing it in a way that has to do with what you hear is what you get, or see is what you get, as opposed to me, putting on an act or a presentation. This is not TV. This is not reality TV. This isn't a podcast. I'm not an expert in anything. I'm just a guy, like a lot of people out there, and unlike a lot of people out there. I'm just trying to find my way. So, going into this new year, that is, that is the goal as far as the channel. I mean, I've talked about my own personal goals and that being a part of this channel as well. But the channel itself, yeah, that's what I want to do. Like I said, so I said I do these in threes. I want to get a microphone. I want to get a camera so that I can do video, and I'm trying to think of what else. I'd also like to find a way to make sure that I can process and create, whether it's any kind of vlogs or video voiceovers or whatever, in a way that doesn't cost too much or doesn't take up a lot of space as far as hard drive in a way, and that. So like I said, research, doing those type of things, those are my goals and what I'm planning on doing into 2025 on this channel. So, but there is quite a bit to come. I'm actually kind of curious about doing some animation. Maybe do some storytelling in terms of that, but I know a lot of people do that, so I don't know. That's kind of like far in a far away a dream or whatever, but yeah, there's other kinds of content. I also want to, I would say, is more sooner rather than later, get a video capabilities, taking a walk, maybe taking a scenic journey and that kind of thing. I've got to get a car. I've got to find a way of having some transportation in order to do that. And, along with some of the personal things that'll definitely impact content. Yeah, that's where we're at right now. So, that is going to do it, I think, for this first video voiceover of 2025. I hope that you're tuned in, that you're locked in. If you've listened up to this point, or this is your first time, maybe come along with the journey. And this isn't just about me. I'm not a main character syndrome type of person. I would love to, have people reach out and join. So if what I do, you take in a listen and you like it, hopefully you'll stick around and join and do the things that you know what to do. But until then, take care.